Yo, what's up? It's the MMA Analyst back at it again. Long weekend. Yo, for real, this is one of the few times I wish I had a white gi, because I could be like, I look good in my white gi. Yep, in my white gi. Yep, in my white gi. Yep, in my white gi. Alright, that's enough of that. But anyways, awesome weekend, amazing weekend of MMA. For me, it was a long weekend. I drove home. When I say home, I mean back to my hometown. Didn't know I was going, so I had to figure out something for the Affliction Band card. Got that handled. Saturday night, watched Affliction Band, watch the UFC. Then on Sunday, drove back to my home where I live. You know, Nighttime, put together the reviews, uploaded them those two videos just in time to watch Dream 5. Stayed up till 6 in the morning, well, 6:30 in the morning, went to bed at 7 a.m., and then, woke up at 12 o'clock to put together this review. Damn, Jeremy, you never said there'd be days like this. Um, for real, I'm going to start from the beginning of the event and move right to the end. There were a lot of great fights, some great surprises, some upsets. Well, really just one upset. I was upset. Damn, my boy got busted in the jaw. But anyways, it was an amazing card. And to think there were multiple big fights and fighters that didn't even happen. Krokop Labanner was supposed to happen, didn't go down. Then when Krokop had to pull out because of a shoulder injury, it was supposed to be Labanner versus Hunt. Then Labanner pulled out, and Nick Diaz versus Sakurai was supposed to happen. No Hayato Sakurai. Dennis Kang was supposed to be on the card. Yamamoto pulled out at the last moment, and Minowa man. I mean, damn, that's a lot. That's a lot of mess to deal with, and it still ended up being one of the best cards of the year. So let's get right down to it. Nakamura versus Olagun. Now, this wasn't on the on my preview because they hadn't really announced the fight. But basically, came out ready to go. Olagun drops Nakamura with a leg kick. He gets up, and Olagun is like, let's fight. Nakamura tries to touch gloves. He doesn't. No, he's like, let's fight. We're in a fight. And oops, you are in a fight. You're in a fight that you just lost. Nakamura was sick. Jumped guard, went into an immediate armbar. It was like this close to being a flying armbar, but like there was that little pause between guard and armbar. It was perfect transition. Olagun was 1-0. Now he's 1-1. And Nakamura takes home a fast win. He had just fought 4 days earlier in the M1 challenge, fought to a decision, and then comes in here, realizes maybe he's a little bit tired. Who knows? He said, "Let me get this done quick," and that's what he did. It's a pretty good pretty good fight to start off the card, especially since it wasn't something that was had a lot of hype behind it, but it had a great ending. All right, so then we move right on to Shinya Aoki versus Kao Uno. This pretty much went as planned, minus the finish for Aoki. Basically, through amazing control, Aoki completely dictated the pace and the place of the fight. He threatened at least 6 different submissions multiple times. Uno looked as good as you can, with a guy like Aoki just hanging all over you, all over you. Got your back, got your side, got the mount, just doing everything. Aoki advanced to the finals. He took very little damage. He probably taxed his legs going for that triangle. My God. Yo, watch that again. Watch how quickly he just slaps on that triangle attempt. He gets that choke on there like he was waiting for it. Like, it's amazing that he A, moved that fast, B, secured it that tight, and C, held it for that long. But I guess what's most amazing is that Uno didn't tap out from it. I mean, he must have had some air somewhere, or A lot of times it's a blood choke, so who knows what happened there. But yeah, that's what Aoki does. He will control you, and he'll submit you, or he's gonna nullify every part of your game plan and end up taking you out. It was a nice fight. Definitely wasn't fight of the night like I had, I guess I could say, hoped and predicted. Okay, moving on. The second lightweight Grand Prix, semifinal match: Eddie Alvarez versus Tetsuya Kawajiri. Man, Alvarez is crazy. I mean, for real, he really used the Dream Lightweight Grand Prix to catapult him into top 10 status and maybe even beyond. I mean, I think after this, you might be able to put Alvarez as like number 7. Wait for Sherdog. Sherdog, good sight. I'm thinking they're gonna put Alvarez as number 7 after this showcase, because he didn't go to the finals and lose. He made it to the finals, and he was injured, so he couldn't take that fight because of his eye. But I mean, Eddie Alvarez went through this thing as the only fighter that didn't lose a fight. He beat Kawajiri. He beat Hansen. Yeah, he beat Kawajiri. I mean, he handled his business, man. Um, he's exciting. He's entertaining. Um, he had that fight of the night against possible fight of the year against Hansen, and then that round 1 against Kawajiri was just sick. They both got dropped. They both fought through, some serious shots. Um, Alvarez has a chin. He got dropped a few times by Dida and ended up fighting back and taking the fight. Anyways, this was an amazing fight. Eddie Alvarez ended up winning this one by KO here. Um, it was definitely the fight of the night. If it would have been a little longer, it would have been another candidate for fight of the year. But for real, um, Alvarez he's for real. The dude's sick. I'm a fan. It took a little bit for me to get around to it. I knew how good he was, but this was really, the I don't know, the secure. This one secured my vote. You know what I mean? Um, Great fight. All right, next we had the reserve match, which ended up, having a lot more meaning than we thought it would. Joachim Hansen against Coulter Gill. Gill looked pretty good on the feet. I mean, he always kind of does, but you know, he ends up losing a lot. But he looked good, and he had some nice, shots, some nice kicks, and Hansen looked like he was in a little bit of trouble, but you know, he wasn't. He caught Gill early in a triangle, and then he switched to the armbar. But it really seemed like Gill was completely oblivious to the danger he was in. They were close to the ropes, and he's trying to slap this triangle on, and Gill is just kind of leaning over like, I'm not worried, there's nothing gonna happen, everything's all good. It was coming from a mile away. Anyways, he got it, submission quickly, not much energy, um, you know, not much time, and definitely no damage, and that proved to be, useful for later on in the night. All right, next up we had Benavides versus not Yamamoto. Damn, Yamamoto, against Kudo. Now, this would have been an awesome chance, an awesome time, an opportunity for Yamamoto to beat Uriah Faber's, undefeated protege, and send him back to Faber with a strong message. And I'm not gonna lie, Benavides, he looked good. He was fast. He pushed the pace. He's strong. He's only 23. I mean, damn, I had Kid Yamamoto winning this one, but he didn't show up for the fight. He hurt his knee. Now, Kudo took this on very, very short notice. And it ended up being what appeared to be a pretty simple, easy, and fast win for Benavidez. Um, but I just can't get over how sick it would have been Yamamoto fighting Benavidez. Uriah Faber was in Benavidez' corner. I mean, the whole thing was set up. The whole thing was set up. It was a missed opportunity, and I do want to see more of Benavidez. He's now 9-0 with 9 submissions. It's great work and a great win for a 23-year-old up-and-coming fighter. All right, up next, Miyazawa versus Hironaka. I had Hironaka winning this one by TKO, and it came via TKO slash cut. No pun intended. Um, say goodbye to Hironaka's 2-fight losing skid. His last 4 fights were in the UFC. This fight was a decent fight. I mean, again, Hironaka showed his willingness to stand and bang. He really looked okay against a so-so opponent. This obviously wasn't a top contender match, but I mean it was an okay match. Miyazawa can take punishment, by the way. That's a fact. But it was a match that it was worth watching. I'm glad it was on the card. Nothing special, but but like I said, it was worth watching. Next, we had Akiyama versus Shibata. A lot of people wanted to talk about Akiyama because of his quote-unquote greasing days. So what he do? He came out rocking the gi. You know what I mean? Rocking the gi. Now, that's what I'm wearing right now. I'm wearing my gi, and I'm wearing it because Akiyama pulled off my personal favorite, not to see, but to do, my personal favorite, the Ezekiel choke. This is how I won my first match in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu tournaments. And it really is a cool move. You catch the other guy kind of just sleeping with his neck exposed. And I'm trying to show you how this is done now, all right? What happens is, like, this is your one arm. And you get this arm under the guy's neck. So, like, it'd be, back here. Like this. So you get this arm under the neck, all right? And then you grab on to the gi. So let me try and face this up. So boom, under the neck. You grab the gi. And then you kind of sit back there. And the guy's, got his neck back. And then you just come across the top and put it against the throat and you pull out like this. It's a fast choke. It's a vicious choke. It's a real nice choke that catches people off guard. And Shibata got owned. Really, Shibata, he's a wrestler. He looked pretty half decent against Akiyama, but it really looked like Akiyama was just waiting to pull the trigger. And once he decided to pull the trigger, the fight was quick. It was a nice win. I think it's time for Shibata's crew to just think about, like, what's really going on here, you know what I mean? He's a wrestler, and I don't mean like a wrestler. I mean like pro wrestler. Like WWE type stuff, but over in Japan. He lost to Mayhem Miller, Akiyama, Helic Gracie, Sakuraba. The dude's on a 5-fight losing streak. He's not really an MMA fighter. I mean, it's the whole Shibata thing has gotten old very quick. It's a good / easy win for Akiyama. He's wearing the gi. That's why I'm wearing the gi. I love the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu submission, Ezekiel choke. I mean, good work, Akiyama. Handled your business. You came in, did what you had to do, regardless of the opponent, and that was the fight. All right, now Mark Hunt versus Alistair Overeem. It was supposed to be Mark Hunt versus LeBanner. Then it was supposed to be somebody else. Then it was supposed to be LeBanner. Oh, wait, man. Regardless, there were so many mix-up and twists up here. Overeem ended up having 4 days notice on this fight. And Alistair Overeem is the dude that has questionable gas tank. He'll come out. He always looks good at the beginning. He always looks good for about 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Always. And then many, many times, it's kind of like It's literally like a gas tank. Like he's got gas, he's got gas, he's got gas, and anybody who's ever run out of gas, do 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 do, cut, nothing. You're done. There's no warning. Might be a little, but that's what happens whenever he comes in unprepared. With that said, I don't know what Hunt was thinking. He kind of caught Overeem off guard, sent him to the ground, and then he followed Overeem to the ground with some ill-advised ground and pound. Um, Overeem wasn't hurt. He wasn't gonna go down there and jump in Overeem's guard and pound him out for the victory. What was dude thinking? Um, you know, and I guess he was thinking the fight was gonna be over quick, and it was because Overeem basically unscathed, unhurt. Just controlled the ground game, caught him in the armbar, bam, done. Um, I don't know, man. That was a really weird decision for Mark Hunt. Now, Mark Hunt did look a little more out of shape than usual. I mean, he always is, a big guy. He always looks, like the shape of a circle anyways, but, he did look a little more unprepared, it seemed. But definitely his game plan wasn't what it should have been. Keep this fight on the feet. If you knock him down and he's hurt and he's dazed and he's a few punches away from being KO'd, oh yeah, jump on him. But not at this point. That was just foolishness. Um, anyways, Overeem wants to fight Crow Cop. Do it. Put the fight together. Dream. Put it together. Overeem really wants to fight Crow Cop. He's been saying Crow Cop's been ducking him. He's been calling out, talking sideways about Crow Cop. Make the fight happen. Overeem's on a 3-fight winning streak. He's won his 2 dream bouts. He's an exciting fighter, and I want to see him in the ring against Crow Cop. Make it happen. All right, and right around before this fight, they announced Alvarez can't continue because of his eye, and it's gonna be Hansen, the winner of the reserve bout, against Aoki in the finals. And it had to happen sooner or later. Damn it! Why'd it have to be tonight? My boy got caught with the punch while somebody was standing over / in his guard. Man, I wanted Aoki to take this, but in the end, Hansen, avenges his Gogoplata loss to Aoki. I mean, normally, I would have liked to see Aoki versus Alvarez. Those were the guys that won the whole way in. They didn't lose any matches. Those are the guys that, but it's a tournament. Somebody has to step up and fight if somebody gets injured. Hansen was the dude. He still had to win 2 fights in the same night, just like the rest of them had to. It's not like he just sat there and waited for the finals. So, I mean, he deserved the win. He got the win. He took care of business. Congratulations to really the Final Four. Big ups, big congratulations to Hansen. Aoki, you knew he was gonna cry regardless. I just hope it was gonna be from tears of happiness and tears of joy, but instead it was tears of upsetness and probably disappointment, and that he lost $70,000 between first and second place. Yee. Man, I'd cry if somebody told me I lost $70,000. I'll cry. I'm not gonna lie, I'll cry. I mean, if you tell me I lost $3,000, I might get water-eyed and stuff. $70,000, I'm crying. Call me what you want. $70,000, damn. But yeah, Aoki versus Hansen. It was a good fight for as long as it lasted. It looked like Aoki was just gonna continue to do what he regularly does. But Hansen got that punch in. He got that. He landed that shot he needed to land. And then the ref was like, I think you need to land 7 more before we stop the fight. He definitely could have stopped that fight a little earlier than 7 unanswered blasts to the face. But hey, it was a great it was a great lightweight Grand Prix. I love the randomness of the formats. I mean, I thought it was going to be Alvarez or Kawajiri in the finals. I picked Kawajiri, but none of that happened. It ended up being Hansen in the finals. It really is a nice setup, a nice way to do a tournament. And I'll be right back at it watching it September 23rd for the middleweight Grand Prix. All right, now, what happens for these fighters? I can't really break down what happens next for each of these guys because, you know, because because it's kind of like they don't have the long-term contracts with Dream like a lot of guys have. 5-fight contract with UFC, 6-fight contract with Elite. What do I think should happen? I think Dream should continue to outsource more talent. One of the best things to happen on this whole lightweight Grand Prix was Alvarez. Um, I, I mean, I heard, that Dream is supposed to be in cahoots, kind of working together with Elite XC. So I say, go get more guys, put them on the card. Diaz was supposed to fight Sakurai. They pulled that belt because, Diaz had obligations with Elite XC. Hey, just keep doing what you're doing. Dream has a really nice setup for fighters where it's kind of like if you want to come here and fight, come on a fight. And then you want to go home, go home. Or if you want to come here and fight and make K1 Dream your home, we're happy to make it happen. I like the attitude of the organization. I like the number of cards they're putting on. They've had 5 cards since March. It's great. This card here, it was sick. It's as close to Pride as you can get without being Pride. Some people say the soccer kicks and the stomps would be closer, but I mean, what's important about it is a few little rules or just great fights, a great atmosphere. I mean, the Dream card, if they continue stuff like this, I might have a new favorite organization. They allow the gis, they allow the shoes and the boots. They've got a colorful cast of fighters. They've got a great theme. I mean, for real, heavy metal rock for every MMA organization is getting old. I mean, does it always have to sound like, just heavy metal rock? I mean, there's something else. Like, other people watch this. And this is coming from a guy, myself, who I've seen Rush and Dream Theater and Steve Vai and Malmsteen. I've seen them live. So I got no problem with rock. I got no problem with metal. But I mean, it's just continuously hearing, metal anthems being associated with MMA. It's kind of like, all right, guys, let's try something new. And, Dream's handling it for me. Anyways, again, it was an amazing Grand Prix, talented group of fighters. K1, Dream, they pulled it together. They brought it together. They're going to keep going. It was a perfect ending to an amazing weekend of MMA. I stayed up till 6:30 to watch this again. Awesome July, and it's still not over. There's the Elite XC card coming up on the 29th. Unquestionably, without a doubt, the best July in MMA history. And I'm glad to be here the entire time, watching it with y'all, being a fan, being an analyst. An analyst? Yeah. Being an analyst. Man, mind blank. I'm tired. All right? And y'all know what it is, okay? MMA is important. All right? It's important. Peace.